Hey guys, it's Steve. What I'm going to show you today is how to go about not making, but pretty much just coloring character design in Adobe Illustrator CC. I'm going to go this route with it. Pretty much blend modes for the most part, and gradients. So, first thing you need to do is have a character to get started with, and everybody has their own way of doing this. This is my way, or my workflow. So the first thing I do is actually make a path. I I have issues with the guides personally, so I'll just make a path straight up and down. And it's not centered, but I'll just knock the arrow key over. Alright, so that's what I use as my guideline for doing symmetrical work like this. So we're going to knock out the fill, or excuse me, knock out the stroke and bring in the fill. We'll go with the blue. I'm going to drop the opacity down to about 60% so we can see through it and get started. I normally work with what's it called? Tablet, pretty much Cintiq. But I mean, right now I'm using the mouse for better control. I've ran into issues with Illustrator, but they seem to have fixed them in the last update with the stylus for the Wacom tablets, where if you try to mirror something, it'll shoot it across the screen somewhere else. But that seems to be fixed right now, so I'm kind of happy about that. That is like my main issue with Illustrator. So, the way I used to do my artwork is I would actually do one full side completely first, then I mirrored. But then I just got impatient, and I pretty much do it as a whole, like what I'm doing right now, as soon as possible, instead of just doing this half first, then mirroring it over. My setup right now for Illustrator, for the way I'm going to do it, if you go to your edit and go down to keyboard shortcuts, go down to here and type in blend. I've got my blend mode set to multiply for Shift E, and I have my screen Shift S. Now, that's going to work for the shape builder tool, and for the option for the shape builder tool is going to be Shift M. And I'll show you here in a second. Control Y knocks you over to preview mode, and Control J will bring these anchor points together. And Control Shift left bracket will drop this to the very back. Now what I would do here, well actually I won't even do it there because it won't even make any sense, but what we're going to do here for this part is use the Pathfinder option. And what you're going to do is use this top piece here to subtract from this bottom piece right here. So what you're going to do is grab the top piece, Control C. I'm using PC. So I'm assuming for Apple it's Option C. So grab this, Control C, copy it. Then you grab both of these. Then you're going to go down to the Pathfinder and click the minus. So you got that right there, and Control F to paste that back up in front. Now, this is we'll actually use this is gonna be more or less the Pathfinder right now for this part, but colors of no preference right here. As right now, what we're gonna do is just make the spots for the mushroom top. Sorry if this is boring. I mean, it's just pretty much point and click for the most part. Try and get this done pretty quick so it doesn't last that long and bore the hell out of you guys, but no guarantees. So what we're going to do is grab the top again, copy it, grab this bottom piece, and Control 2, my bad, to lock this bottom piece right here. Then we're going to select all these and go to the Pathfinder and hit divide. And what that's going to do is actually just cut everything on the outside and on the inside. And it means we have to select it, right click and click ungroup. And then we can select each individual piece and delete it. And then I'm going to grab this blue right here, knock that out, and Control F to paste that back in front, and Shift Control left bracket to drop that in the back. And Control Alt and 2 to unlock the underside of the mushroom cap. I'm just going to change that color really quick. We'll start right here. Change the color on this. For me, this style artwork, I really haven't had much practice with it. I've more or less been just straight black line art, just more or less for t-shirt purposes. But I needed to change things up, so I decided to go this route. And plus, it gives you I don't know, it gives you more. It's more of an experience thing, and just not doing the same thing over and over again. So you're expanding your experience on different options in Illustrator. Right, that's selected. That's all joined together. So we'll start with the top piece, and I'm gonna bring the opacity back to 100%. And we're gonna go with make a gradient for this top piece right here. I'm in RGB mode, so I want to make this as bright as possible. I have a thing with bright colors, so that's why. And then I'll go with this. Alright, so what I do after I get this set, I'll copy and paste that in front, and shift right or shift control right bracket to bring to the top and drop the opacity down to about 30%. Then I'll copy and paste it again, paste that in front, and shift X to invert it so it's a stroke. And then we'll go over the stroke options, align to the outside, and increase the stroke to about, go with 3. I'm going to bring the opacity back up to 100% on there. Give it a round endpoint. And we're going to change these. But I'm going to lock that for right now. And what we're going to do is you can either use the pencil tool or use the pen tool. I mean, the main difference is the pencil tool, you don't have as much control over the smoothness of the line compared to the pen tool, but it's a lot quicker using the pencil tool. But for this, I'm going to use the pen tool. And invert that to fill. And what we're going to do is grab the top of this cap here and this path here and hit Shift M. And what we're going to do is hold Alt. And if you notice, when you hold Alt, this will give you a minus sign. And what that's going to do is cut everything, or remove everything from the outside. Now I can grab this and hit Shift D to turn it into a shadow. And drop the opacity down to about 30%. 30% normally works best for what I do. But then again, I mean, you can change it to whatever you want. And I'm going to do the same thing. Just grab that and use the eyedropper tool and pick that up. And then we'll come over to this side here, and we'll just do a highlighted version of it. Shift M, clip that off, grab this, and hit Shift S. And drop that down to about 30. And maybe go a little bit higher, about 50. And do it one more time. See, this is the point where you just stop watching because you're already seeing the most beneficial part of it, but it's all good. And to make this a little bit different for the stroke, I'm gonna add a couple extra colors to it. That actually looks like shit, but oh well. And we'll give that, round that off, and go with that too. Let's see. It is kind of bright. I'm gonna drop the stroke down to 50. Another thing we do here is actually copy the stroke, paste it in front, and I normally separate layers to do certain things. And I'll just drag and drop it back. I'll drag and drop it back down on the previous layer, but what I'm gonna do here is actually cut the stroke up a little bit. And I'll delete this over. Well, I'll keep that. And for the stroke, I'm gonna go down to profile and change it to more of a tapered line. And I'm gonna switch these up. It just gives it more of a brighter effect. And for this one, I have to trim off a little bit more so it doesn't connect with the other one. And back over to profile, and taper it off. Normally also, I didn't do it here, but I'll actually fill the back in with the color to see what it actually looks like. But not something like that. Drop that down to about 30. Something like that. So everything I did in this top layer, all I do is select it all by hitting the eyeball, then drag and drop it back down. And select the eyeball here to select everything in this layer and drop the opacity back down. I can probably go with 80, that'll work. What I'll do here is the same thing, the shadows. Alright. So, I mean, using the Pathfinder tool saves you, I mean, not the Pathfinder, but I mean, the shape builder tool actually saves you quite a bit of time doing this. All this can be done with the Pathfinder, but it's just more clicking. I know I'm stating the obvious, but, you know. Probably give that a highlight right about there. Right, not looking too bad so far. Hell, it's only been 16 minutes. I mean, we can do the same thing for this, the stroke, you know, copy and paste it and trim it off. But that's totally up to you. I'm not going to do it just for time restraint purposes. I just don't want to make this drag out too long. So, for the mushroom here, we'll go with hell, let's go with the same color up here. And copy. Well, actually, I won't even bother with that right now. So what we'll do, once you lay down your first anchor point, you can hit Shift D to get the blend mode to activate. That way you can actually see what the hell you're doing. Grab both, Shift M, Alt, hold down Alt, and just drag and clip that off. Drop this down to about, like I said, 30 or 40 in that range, and do it again. The same other side for the highlight. Then grab this and Shift S. Let's work with one on that side for right now. Grab the main, copy, paste in front, Shift, Control, right bracket, bring to the top, and Shift and X to convert it over to a stroke. And out, and I'll go with the 3, and then I'll just change these up to offset. And then what we're going to do is go to a different layer and just do the eyes. That way, the main reason for doing a different layer is so you're not just dragging all this excess around the other paths. They just don't get in the way. So we'll go with right now we're just going with the black, and we'll just change the colors later. So grab your circle, the L. Hold Alt and drag this over. If you copy and pasted one in the front, and just for precautions, I always just grab the main one again and just Control copy it. Pathfinder, and go to minus, and Control F to paste in the front, then Control Shift left bracket to drop it in the back. For right now, like I said, we're just gonna change the colors up a little bit. And I'll just grab that for a gradient, and we will go with this right here, change it up. Alright, grab the main back one, control, paste it in front, and convert it to stroke. And I'll move that to the outside for an outside stroke. I'm going to adjust this gradient here really quick. Yeah, it doesn't look too good. I'll drop the strokes opacity down. Yeah, that works better. Like I said, this is just for demonstration. So you can do whatever colors you want, but I'm just trying to make this quick. And what I'm gonna do is mirror this over, grab the whole thing, press O, then find the center point, hold down Alt, and left click, and just go to copy. Control Y to bring that back, and I'm just gonna grab this and flip it around. Go back to the center again. I use shift quite a bit for a lot of this stuff, so. Control J, Control J. And hold down Alt and drag this off to the side. Copy the main, grab both of those and minus. Paste that back in front, then in the back. And we'll just go this route with it. Then let's make a. No, we don't need. Yeah, might as well go with the tongue. Screw it. So make a tongue there. Hold down Shift, grab both of those, and Shift M, and just clip that off. Then we'll just grab that, Control left bracket to drop that in the back. Grab the interior of the mouth, and just go with black for that. And we'll make a tooth right here really quick. Hold down Shift and Alt. Hit over to M. Actually, let's go from there to there. Go with an offset. Another thing you can do, what I did on this one is I actually did another overlay of the gradient to give it more of a glossy look. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing as the top piece right here, but being I got the mouth pretty much done for this, I'll just group it and drag and drop it on the layer with the mushroom as a whole. I'll copy and paste this right here up to the front, and we'll drop that down to 30, or maybe down to 15 possibly. And another trick here for giving it more of a highlight, you can simply bring it over to stroke. Damn, that green is pretty damn bright. And make a decent sized stroke, then hit Shift S. Oh wait, yeah, after you get the actual stroke down first. Alright. Then click off, grab the stroke, and hit Shift S. And down to profile. Like I said, this is just more of a finishing touches for highlights and all that. I can't see the damn thing. Yeah, but I mean, for the most part, I mean, that's pretty much set. I mean, like I said, this is pretty much more or less gradients and blend modes. I guess I didn't use the shape builder tool as much as I thought it was, because for the most part, if you did this without the strokes on it, you can pretty much do a majority of this with the shape builder tool. But you will have to run the shape, the Pathfinder as well. So I mean, it's just practicing and getting it all put together right. I hope this actually helped you guys. I haven't really put out many tutorials on here for free, so like I said, I hope this helps and you learned something from it. Again, thanks for following and supporting me for over the years. Have a good one.